Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to make some wall arts for my room and I decided to make these 3D ballerina silhouettes. So I thought I'd share with you guys how I was able to achieve these beautiful pictures from scratch. So enjoy. Alright, so here are some of the things you're going to need. You're going to need a picture of your choice. Obviously I went for the ballerinas. So you're going to print out 4 pictures and I'll show you guys why later. Next, you're going to need some fabric. I chose lace for her skirt. And then I also use this mesh looking, I don't know what this is called, but yeah, mesh. And you're going to need a glue gun, some scissors, and some frames or a frame. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do is cut out the picture. Try to get as much of her details as you can, of the details of the picture as you can. And then after you glue that down, you're going to separate the picture into 3 and then glue it onto some dark fabric so that the color can be more defined. And then you're going to cut the picture out of the fabric again, if that makes sense. So now for the skirt, I'm just boiling up the material to see how much I might need. And then I'm going to take a piece of paper to use as my base for the skirt, just so I have something to stick the ruffles onto. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. So while you're making this skirt, you want to be going in an overlapping motion so you can create some kind of what do you call these, pleats, so you can create pleats and gathers. Are those the same thing? They're not the same thing, but you want to create some kind of gather, sha. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just stuffing the material on top of itself so that it can ball up and create that full tutu effect. So you're just going to take it section by section, chunk it up together and lay it down. Now if you're using a glue gun, you need to be careful because that gum is hot. So just keep gluing until it looks full enough to you, or you get it to like the fullness that you want it to be. So after all that folding, this is what we're looking like. So next, when you're done with that, you're going to just go around and trim the base. Any kind of excess paper that's there, just trim that off. You don't really need that. Try to get it as small as you can, the base of the skirt. And then you're going to go and trim the skirt itself because you don't really need it to be that long. And mind you, this is just the first layer of her skirt. So you're going to just trim that down and use her body to just measure and see if it's long enough or short enough, stuff like that. So just keep trimming. As you can see, mine is even lopsided. So just keep trimming until you get to your desired length and shape. And yeah, those are 2 of them. So now I'm going to take those cutouts that I made from the fabric and from the paper, and then I'm going to glue that back on to the second copy. That's why I said you needed 4 copies. Anyway, I was making 2, so I needed 4 copies. So you're just going to glue the top of her body and her legs back onto the other copies that you made. And while you're gluing this, be careful not to put too much glue so that by the time you press down the cutout, it doesn't bring out, the glue doesn't seep out through the sides. I made that mistake a couple of times and I had to go back and start looking for how to scrape the glue out of there, and it was not funny at all. I don't have the patience to do all that nonsense. Okay, so when you're done, you're just going to take that first layer of the skirt that we've made and you're going to glue that down. And you don't want to glue like directly on her waist so that by the time you glue the other layers of the skirt, you also have some kind of space. You're going to do that for the second girl as well. I like how I'm calling them girls like they're human beings. Okay, so for the second layer of her skirt, we're going to take a cutout from the original picture, and we're just going to make a thin layer of that mesh again, or whatever it's called, fishnet, lace, whatever. So you're just going to make a thin layer. It doesn't have to be as thick as the first one you made, and it should be slightly longer. So you're just going to fold. Ideally, I would say do like 3 folds on each side, just to give you that thickness. And then you also try to glue along the perimeter, the edges of the skirts, so that you can take the shape of the skirts, if that makes some kind of sense. So just keep folding, and this is what we look like. So I'm going to take that second layer and glue that down. That's why I said don't glue it directly on her waist, so you can have space for the other layers when you put them in. So just glue that down, and then you're going to go in at the edges and just put a dot there, and then glue those down as well, so that they stay in place. There you go. See? So now for the final layer of her skirt, I'm just going to take that lace material, cut it into some kind of a square shape, and then just fold the top so that it forms a waistband of some sort. And then you're going to do 2 pleats, one on each side. So just overlap one side, and then overlap the other side at the waist. I know it looks like a straight line now, but by the time I put it on the dress, it's going to make sense. So you fold one side, fold the other side. And then we're going to just glue that down. So now you're going to just go back in with your scissors and trim the skirt just to give it some shape. Follow the shape of the other layers that you've made and level everything out. Give it the shape, the desired shape that you want. Everything is up to you at this point, because trust me, I didn't know what I was doing. So you're just going to go and glue the edges down again so that it stays in place. And this is what, babe, looking like a bad bitch. Yeah, yes, girl. Okay, so I'm just going to trim some more. And yeah, shape her skirt some more, and then that's pretty much it. And then I forgot to add the bow. I added it off camera, so I added a bow to her skirt, and that's pretty much it. That's the finished result. Do the same thing for the other girl, and you're done. I hope this video was helpful. You guys should make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below, and if you try this DIY, make sure you let me know and let me see how yours turned out.